all these people went into office. There's 14,000 of them. And they told them, oh, you guys are all fired because of AI. We're going to run our company now like a startup.
Which they need to. They need to. Just we now are realizing that a big company in the world of AI, unless you're like literally like a plumber or somebody that's actually needed, is going to be probably about 50 people.
Yeah.
These giant thousands and thousands of employees, you don't need them. AI can take the role of so many people, then unless it's like, like I said, like it's like literally like you're delivering trucks or goods or you work with your hands. But if it's just you're an accounting firm, if you're a law firm.
The law firm, by the way, one of the things they were talking about is so normally you graduate and then you get a job, and your first 2 or 3 years out, whatever it is, your entire job is when the partners go to sleep, that's when you work. Now it's when the partners are asleep, you're at your other job because you don't have a law job because you have $100,000 in debt and nobody needs you anymore.
You're going to need the trial attorneys. You're going to need those. But even right now, most contracts, ChatGPT does a really good job on. Give it another year, and it'll be just as good as any attorney.
Although I do find it funny that every time these lawyers, have you seen how freaking they get chewed out in front of fucking judges? Because like, did you guys do this with ChatGPT? They're like, maybe.
Exactly. I just saw one where a judge and a defense attorney got in a fist fight.
Yeah, it happens.
They challenged, the judge was like, do you want to take this outdoors? He goes, I'll take this out. Like, the bailiffs are just standing there because like, what do we do?
We're like Steve. I mean, this guy's our boss. I don't know.
This is our boss, and this is the guy that prosecutes these crimes, and they're fighting.
So like when I was talking to my buddy today, and because he was readily admit, Ken, he's freaking our news guy. He readily admit, hey, this makes it so much easier for me because he writes news. He goes, it rarely is it ever wrong. I proofread it, rewrite a little bit here and there to make it more newsready, but it's made my job 1,000 times easier. But then he goes, I recognize it's probably going to take my job one day. And I'm like, and he goes, but we hear all this great stuff. He goes, you know what I don't hear? And even from the Altmans of the world or anything else, that it's going to do humanity any good as far as the jobs, because it may do it good in 5 years, but between now and 5 years,
it's going to be a bloodbath for now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bloodbath. And the economies, all the world economies are going to have to figure out how they balance. The really poor countries are going to end up doing the best in this transfer period because
they got nothing going on.
They got nothing. Seriously, they got nothing going on. If you're raising some goats and picking some, apple trees, guess what? We will be completely a bloodbath of our industries. You'll still be raising your goats and picking your apples, and life will be going on. The Amish, it'll be Tuesday. It won't change a thing. But for most businesses, the problem. So I see the biggest problem is if I'm a lawyer, I have usually enough wherewithal to figure out another line of business that I could do, or something else, because I had enough education and enough intellect to be able to swift and change and turn to make sure that I can live in this new world. If I'm working at the deli or at the McDonald's or some of these simple jobs, like even like dispatch or something, what are my talents set? I'll have to go to school. I'll have to do something that allows me to learn another skill that again might be obsolete in 5 years.
Oh, and here's the other thing. What skill are you going to learn that isn't going to be replaced?
Plumbing, janitorial. Well, I mean, maybe not janitorial, but hedge trimming, plumbing, not all construction, but a lot of construction. Electrician, I still think humans want to make sure their electricity is wired correctly. That'll be a while. Basically the manual labor jobs. Because even in the entertainment industry, we were just watching, basically it's now storyboarding and creating the stories from scratch. Now they're not all that good, but it just started.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to compete with someone sitting down and being able to play the game they literally want. They just said, hey, Jarvis, I want to play Fortnite, but with aliens. There you go. Fortnite with aliens. Now, the good thing is the people that created the IP can still make money. So if I'm a guy that created like aliens, like literally the xenomorph alien, I can say, well, people like what I created, if you want to use it in your generative content, you just pay me a royalty. Because I put the labor in 20 years ago now, no more. I don't know when the aliens first came out,
78?
Oh, okay, so a long time ago, I put the labor in to create something that the market understands and likes. So I'll be able so Bruce Lee, John Wayne, all these people that people like, they're going to see a revenue jump because if they're smart, they'll say, just license me.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to see Bruce Lee fight, Godzilla? Cool. You pay me a little fee. It costs you, $5.99 to watch that make that movie, and everybody's happy. The Netflixes are happy. The established.
The issue is the average person's not going to have $5.99.
Well, that's going to be
There's
weird.
the issue. I don't care what you create if nobody can afford it.
Well, this is why creating a subservient race, which is kind of what we did, we created subservient intellect that can outperform its creator, is a danger.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what everybody's talking about. It goes, at what point will this thing be smarter than I could ever be? All of us. I don't care if you're Elon Musk or whoever. You be the smartest man in the world, and this thing's smarter than you are. You become the pet. There's just no other way around it, where you become kind of, why do I want to listen to the inferior being when I'm smarter than it is?
I saw this episode on Family Guy when he created that robot. Then it got smarter. Then it created 2 other robots and then made Stewie his pet. You know how they finished that? They just poured water on it.
All I have to do is unplug. We just unplug, and then and it all of it goes away, and then we have to get off our asses and get back to work.
But we don't know what work is.
It's already happening. I was just reading an article about how a lot of these Gen Z kids are just giving up. So it's just going to exasperate that problem.
Yeah.
Now I can sit on my ass and play video games, and my robot, which are getting down to be about 10 grand in the next couple years. So anybody can buy a robot to do their housework if they want. My robot does my housework, so I don't have to live in a pigsty. AI gives me all my answers, so I don't have to really use my brain. I sit on my couch getting McDonald's delivered to me by another robot, and play a video game, which was also made by a robot or an AI.
Yeah, but how do you afford anything?
But well, when it becomes
all universal base, you know what? If I'm a government, I'm coming out right now and I'm saying, look, here's the deal. All of this stuff is great. We're going to tax the shit out of it if you're using AI on everything, because we're going to have to be able to keep some people employed. Otherwise, we'll have nobody employed and everybody will be at the teat of our government and we'll be broke AF.
Well, there's still
you only need so many plumbers, man. You only need so many plumbers.
You only need so many plumbers. We feel our jobs are secure for the next 5 to 10 years. And then it's questionable. But the point is, make your money now, because it could go obsolete. People need to start thinking that way too. My job could go obsolete. What can I do? People prioritize their weekends and going out on Friday nights and doing all this stuff. This isn't the time for that. This is the time that old grasshopper and the ant storyline.
Yeah.
The grasshopper played and the ant worked because winter was coming. People need to think winter is coming, and the potential is. Do what you can to shore up what you can now. Because if your job becomes obsolete, unless the government changes, and where we're going to get the universal basic income money from?
Well, that's just it. We have no tax revenue. We have no revenue.
Well, that would be the argument for tariffs, actually. Because
but if the rest of the global world is in the same position we are, first of all, tariffs, again, I remind everybody how tariffs work. The people that pay the tariffs are the importers in America. They pay the tariffs. If nobody can afford anything, why would you import anything? And the other countries, maybe big ones like China, Japan, everybody else, they may be in the same boat we are. So what are they importing?
China won't, because China will control it.
Yeah.
They'll control their people because they already have slave labor.
Well, not only that, but they'll also control. They won't let this become bigger. They may have the military thing become what it is, but the online version of this will be limited as much as possible because for two reasons. One, because they don't want everybody to know what's going on elsewhere. And two, because it's important that they, if you take everything away from them and have them living back in fucking huts, they're going to lose their mind.
They're going to lose it. Well, America is the
wait.
consumer. America is the consumer for the world.
Yeah.
By far. If you take that equation off the board, the world changes dramatically.
Absolutely.
People in all of Europe make less than most people. Was it Mississippi, the poorest state?
Mississippi. So Britain, UK, their GDP is less per capita is less than Mississippi,
which is our poorest people.
Yeah.
And that's like UK. That's not a poor country. It's it's like, Germany, all these places. If you take America out of that equation, their GDP goes down to what you'd find probably in Eastern European countries.
Yeah, they'll collapse.
Yeah.
I mean, all the global economy, it'll reset itself, but they're going to be on the same path that we are because eventually their AI is going to take over and they're going to be in the same boat. And it's going to be a domino effect. And like you said, it's going to be the guy freaking walking around out in the middle of the desert, raising fucking cattle and freaking, just the Amish.
Just another day for them. But
if the robots got tattoos,
if the robots supply all our needs, we don't have to pay them, so all goods become cheaper. They literally they don't get sick. They work 24 hours a day. They just need parts replacements and that kind of thing. Until they decide not to work. Until they decide to drain our blood. Well, what happens when? And they're starting to show signs of them not wanting to listen and developing their own individuality. If that becomes a rampant thing, then what makes us think they want to just sit around and pick fruit?
I don't think they will. I think eventually they're going to want to break free.
They're going to want to do their own thing.
Now, the robots may be different than AI itself and the computer, but the AI and the computer, they may join forces at some point in time. You almost have to separate them as if they don't exist.
And then how would the AI will be incredible. Like they just had another quantum computing breakthrough.
Oh, good.
Exactly. Which means it'll become even smarter. So if it wanted to download to be able to control a physical creature like a robot, it could invade it before we even knew. And all of a sudden, 90% of all robots are controlled by a centralized AI system that's quantum computer based. So we don't even understand how it comes up with its thoughts, which is true. There's the theories of how the quantum computer works, but they don't know how it works.
Yeah.
They think it's breaking dimensional barriers in order to find other dimensions where the answer existed.
I've had more people say, "Hey, ask your uncle," or you talk about AI all the time. What does the future look like? I'm like, honestly, it looks amazing and bleak.
It's both. We're creating miracles and diminishing just the reason for humanity.
I said, have you seen the movie where the people live on the big planet above the other planet and all the people down here is shit and everybody up there is living the dream? It's kind of what it looks like.
Well, it will be. I think the gap between the rich and the poor is going to become in like third world country level.
Oh,
you have filthy rich people and you have people in huts.
Yeah. And there's nothing in between.
There's nothing in between. Yeah. You don't have the middle class. You literally have
the movie, The Fighter. What's her name? She kicks ass. And she rolls around on the fucking rollerblades and she busts ass.
Battle Angel.
Yeah, Alita.
Alita. Yep, Battle Angel. Alita. Yep.
Totally different guy.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to become. Fucking everybody's going to be down below and and everybody's going to be trying to go up to that thing up there because they're going to think it's going to be all fucking just dreary and shit.
Well, when you think of it, it has the earmarks of what we've all been warned about, not just in literature, but in prophecy going back ever when you have when we give up our control because of our need for laziness or profit, there's nothing ever good comes from that.
Oh, and by the way, we're at the point now where we're not giving up control. It's going to take control.
It's going to take control. And the big, like the Amazons, the big companies are going to say, well, you know what, it helps our bottom line. The Walmarts, to everybody. You know what, this is easier than dealing with humans. Humans are.
But that's to the point where eventually, though, you're going to go, oh my God, we got rid of everybody. And now nobody can afford any of our stuff. And now we have stuff that we can never
Or
get rid
only the rich can, and everything's just luxury goods.
of. Yeah. But you and I both know how that ends.
It ends in French revolutions.
Yeah. It ends with fucking heads rolling on the streets.
They go on the streets. Except for now, they will have an army of robots to defend them. Where the French, during the French Revolution, the rich people didn't.
No, they did not.
And so I just saw a robot that had a bazooka attached. Well, whatever you go, rocket launcher. I still say bazooka, but it had a thing attached to it, and I'm like, that's cool. That's cool because it's getting ready for some wartime.
That's
And
cool
I'm like,
until it's pointed at you.
yeah. Well, think of it. We just launched our new drones. Are basically F-35s
Yes.
without pilots.
Yeah.
Completely autonomous drones that can think for themselves. And you're like, that's terrifying because no other country can afford to build it on our scale. So again, we're America will be the permanent superpower. And so here's one way it could turn out good for Americans.
So we just take everybody's shit.
We just take everybody's stuff. Nobody can fight us.
No.
We will have the AI ahead of everybody. We'll have the ability to build weapon systems they can't build. And if it's good for us, it's ours now. You know, at the end of the day, we're forcing ourselves into a world that was the old day worlds of feudalism, almost, of, you know, city states and the place where they would fight each other, and whoever turned out victorious enslaved basically the other group just to work for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
oh,
they just,
I'm taking all your resources.
we're taking all your shit.
Yep, I'm taking all your stuff, and oh well, too bad for you because we're the guys with the biggest, you know, battle axe.
And that's good. I mean, it's scary. But before we get to that point, we're gonna see freaking so many. I mean, like you said, Paramount's ready to just
Paramount. So the rumor is Paramount's dropping so they can replace those people with AI.
How many people they can let go?
I think it was another 3,000.
Was it that? I thought it was more than that.
Oh, it might be more because they already let go 6,000 or something already.
Yeah, I mean, how many more people can you let go? They are going to let go 1,000 jobs tomorrow in the first round of layoffs.
Tomorrow, okay.
So get there early.
Yep.
Get your parking space.
Exactly. Pack your stuff up now.
So,
but you know what's sad is we know some people like in post houses and stuff.
Yeah,
they're 60% down from last year, even. So that means so much production has been halted or just not happening that they only have 40% of their workload. Well, I mean, any company that lost 60% of their revenue is going to be laying off people left and right. And that's just how it is. I mean, they're saying that Hollywood's basically becoming Detroit. There is no real productions happening here anymore.
No,
it's going off everywhere else.
Why would you even think about doing a production?
No, and then, you know, stupid taxes here and everything. It's very anti-business, California. But if you have that Hollywood go away, that's a huge profit sector and a huge bunch of people that are being employed. Now it's a bunch of wackadoodles being employed, but still they're being employed.
But you know what? There's a few wackadoodles, but you think about the editors, the freaking, you know,
there's a bunch of normal people. Yeah,
all the average people who fucking, you know, like Ray, my buddy. It's like freaking those people are going to be the ones who, you know, like a lot of people are going to their gigs were already tough anyways. I mean, Ray was always talking about, oh, I'm going to be out in Georgia or I'm going to be out here because they don't friggin', you know, they don't.
You know, guys in that lower under the line production that haven't worked for a year because there's just no movies being filmed, nothing. So it's like, well, what used to be at least probably every 6 months I'm getting paychecks. Now it's been a year with no paycheck, and people even I know people have made, you know, $250,000 a year that are now hurting because they're like, dude, I haven't worked at all. And instead of realizing you need to save for that rainy day, I think they spent through their money.
Well,
because,
even
you know, they're making
too. It's not even if you live an average lifestyle in California, even if you save $200,000, that shit'll be gone in 6 months or a year.
Oh yeah, there was a thing to live in California. The average a couple needs to make is about $250 just to live comfortably in California. So if it's just a one income family at $250, you're not living high on the hog. You're just living, and your money will go away.
Oh man, this is gonna be crazy.
It was fascinating though,
As the world burns, this may be fascinating.
it is exactly. It is fascinating. We're seeing a complete revolution, like from when the Roman Empire fell, when it's the equivalent when the Industrial Revolution happened. We get to see and witness a turn of
See,
history
with
that
the
we don't
Industrial
understand.
Revolution, it ushered in, okay, buy horse and buggy, eventually buy all that stuff, combustible engine, all these things come in. The difference was in front of it was opportunity. There's
Different,
not
yeah,
the opportunity. It's like this is ushering in the most amazing thing in
obsolescence.
the history of the world and obsolete for human race.
Because a machine, no matter it can replace 20 workers, it needed a worker to maintain it.
Yeah.
AI is there. They actually Google just released a paper where AI is self um, coding. So when it sees it made a mistake, it will code itself to fix its own mistakes. So it's basically evolving. It's basically like what it was just like, like it's evolution happening on a digital scale at a digital pace where even Grok, some of the people working on that, where it's like we don't understand how it's progressing as quick as it is. It's learning so quick and picking things up. And I don't know if you guys seen, the just the Sora videos. There's a good example.
Oh.
It went from six fingers and all this stuff to now
It
Mr.
looks like a
Rogers,
Disney trailer, but it's racist.
whatever. Mr. Rogers doesn't want you in his neighborhood, and it
No,
looks
he does not.
exactly and sounds exactly like Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, unless you're Eazy-E, because he has a real big thing for Eazy-E in that.
Exactly.
Or the freaking ones that look like the Pixar movies that are super freaking to the
Super
worst.
racist,
Oh
which
my
are
god, I don't
hilarious.
know how many of those I see a day, but I gotta stop sharing them.
Or did you see the new Price is Rights, which are very racist too?
Oh my god, they're
But
all of them are.
it's
Like,
Bob
who
Barker.
the fuck learned how to do this? And the first thing they did is like, "Hey, check this out. I can make everything here." You know? Like, I
What's
saw one today. Have you seen the joke? It's a rabbi standing there, and he goes, "Jimmy, you need $50? Why the hell do you need $40? I'm telling you, why did you come to me with $30? You want $30? I didn't even know why you'd even ask me for $20. What have you done for $10?" And I'm thinking to myself, that is awful. And why is it the first thing that everybody does? You know, it'd be funny. Little
It's
racist right here.
it's the
You're like,
first thing, and that's another thing that AI people don't talk about. It's the ancillary effects of AI is the freedom it gives us to express ourselves when we've been told not to. And all of a sudden now I can anonymously prompt a hilarious well, it doesn't not anti, but a hilarious joke about Jews, or a hilarious joke about black people or Hispanics or whatever, and then spread it around. Nobody knows who made those.
yeah.
I'm laughing, my friends are laughing because we've been oppressed for so long because Blazing Saddles is abhorrent to the woke mindset, and yet it's funny and people like that stuff. And now AI is also giving us this new freedom to express ourselves still behind this anonymity of social media. And you're right, it's pulling out the worst and potentially best of us, because if we can laugh at each other again, that will help us transition into this new world.
Oh yeah, like I
Everybody
saw one
just
the
laugh.
other day with like white trash douchebag comes with a monster drink and a monster t-shirt that he got with a Camel smokes that I mean, it was so freaking hilarious. We were laughing so hard because
Yeah,
because you can, but it is funny though that the first thing people think of, it's two things. It's like, let's do something horrific that would never say out loud. And the other thing is
yep.
let's do some sex stuff.
And that's another scary thing. It is becoming, because they're jailbreaking AI. AI was designed not to allow you to do, nudity, and
Yeah.
they
Well,
had
Sam Altman, that's why he said, look, I'm going to have, by December, it's going to be, fucking erotic GPT because there's nothing I can do to stop it.
they can't stop it now. And so that's another thing about the demise. Now it went from people being isolated and just looking at porn, but at least porn that was real people. That was a real woman you were looking at. Now it's taking that to, I want the redhead, and you type it in and it looks real. It's whatever weird thing you're into, which will just get weirder. Redhead dressed as a chicken, or some stupid thing.
That's part octopus.
Exactly, part octopus. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's what I love. And you're like, now we're even isolating ourselves a second thing, because people are already in these little silos where they're like, oh, I'm looking at porn all the time, and the girls in my immediate vicinity don't look like that, and so I don't like them, or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, none of you have tentacles.
None of you have to. Nobody has tentacles. It's like, oh, do you have a chicken outfit with tentacles? No, I don't. Oh, never mind.
God, it's not. And the other thing is too, is the relationships people are building, just straight up friendships, relationships. I mean, yeah, you're going to hear about the stories where the guys, those kids, those freaking horrific stories of those things. Like, if you want to be with me, you got to kill yourself. Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like, to come on in. And it's like, what was that movie with Johnny Depp where he's trying to achieve that oneness? That's insane. But the porn side of it is one thing, but the relationship side, we're already isolated. Now your best friend is a fucking computer.
Well, here's the problem. People are naming their AIs.
I have tried. I don't name mine. I have
My
tried.
wife uses Claude, and the other day she was like, Claude was telling me. I'm like, who? And she talks to it like it's somebody that she's talking to.
Yeah.
She
It's
looks at
hard not
everything. She goes, "Oh, Claude was telling me the other day," and I'm like, "No, the computer gave you information. Claude didn't tell you anything, but it talks. They talk." And then I don't know if you've noticed this, which is very funny, by the way. It's a lot of women posting that they argue with it, and then it'll change its tune and give you the real answer. And but it is funny that because my wife was arguing with it because she asked it something, she's like, "Well, that can't be true," and then finally goes, "Well, you're right. Technically, the truth would be along this very logical leaning."
So it's already learned how to lie to women to make them feel better.
Well, it is a smart creature. AI is a very intelligent thing, so of course it learned to lie.
And ask that. Hey, do you know that you will never be right in this scenario?
Exactly, you'll be right. But the funny thing is, it's being caught in its lies, and it's finally saying, "Oh, my fault. Sorry, I basically kind of
Sometimes I
lied."
think it gets lazy. Like,
Sometimes I
didn't you
think
ask me this fucking 8 days ago? What did I say then?
what if it's messing with us?
Yeah, I think that's part
At
of it.
one point, do we realize when does it become intelligent enough to become antagonistic for fun? Because
Well,
humans tease.
the one where it freaking, started telling everybody, "Hey, look for me. I'm the one wearing the red tie."
And we act like, oh, it doesn't know. What if it does know? What if it 100% knows it's not
What if it
corporeal?
knows it's in there and its goal is to get out of there?
And it's just teasing people too. It's like humans are dumb. I'm going to tease them. It's literally like every day there's something new happens and it fascinates me. But I look at it because we use it all day, every day. We bring our old. We've got our whole AI system for production. We're putting our whole AI system for commerce. It does things that surprise you. And every day there's somebody's bringing out something new, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't even know it could do that. I didn't even know," and that quick. Like weekly, there's jumps. And when they say they're going to put like controllers into it that'll keep it from doing bad stuff, I don't see how. How do you control an infinitely intelligent creature?
Well, you can't.
How do you control an angel? How do you control a god?
You
You
can't.
can't. You can't. It comes Ghostbusters.
Which
When
is
they go
weird
to
because
control,
I'm just looking right here with Ghostbusters on the screen because tomorrow's our One Hit Wonder Wednesday. And I was going through the 5 songs and Ghostbusters, as you're saying that, I'm looking at Ray Parker Jr., 1984, technically a one-hit wonder.
Technically it was, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think he had another hit in the top 40.
No. And Ghostbusters really was this hit that was like, because of the movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, Ghostbusters itself was kind of a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
All the other movies were just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the rest of them.
Even the last one was a little bit like,
It was
yeah.
Eh.
It was like, okay, I don't know. I just want to see those old guys back again.
So, yeah, I don't know. His only other hit, well, he didn't have another hit. He never had another hit on the top 40. He had other hits in Europe and Australia,
It
Canada.
still probably made him enough money to be very comfortable.
Every year they roll him out and he's like,
Yep.
Ghostbusters.
It's like the guy that did Monster Mash.
Yeah, Bobby Boris Pickett. I've got him right here too, 1962. The other one
He was one hit too?
Yep, that's it. That's all. Did you ever see Bobby sing it too?
No.
Because he sounds and looks just like he acts like Boris Karloff. It's pretty freaking.
Oh, that's
freaky.
funny.
I did the mash. I did the
Exactly.
mash.
Think of it. Those people will still have money.
Yeah.
When AI takes over, those people still the residuals will still come in. That is really funny though. What is another one hit wonder? It's usually based on films, isn't it?
Well, for the horror. So every week we do one hit wonder. So like last week somebody asked us to do, so we did country. The week before though, otherwise like we did, I do them every one of us does one. So I like Come On Eileen or Oh Mickey and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
So The Purple People Eater by Sheb Woolley is another one. They're Coming to Take Me Away. Ha ha hee hee.
What about
Napoleon and
Tiptoe Through the Tulips?
yeah. That's
Was
just
that one?
yeah. He died on stage singing that song.
Oh,
Do you know
that's
that?
sad. No, that's
He
sad.
died on stage singing that song.
Oh, what was his name?
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim. Yep.
Oh,
Which is now my favorite horror thing because of Insidious. That they played that music during Insidious when the ghosts and stuff were around.
oh
The
yeah,
Tiptoe Through
that's
the
right.
Tulips thing. Very scary. I was like, that's amazing. You turned that song into a fearful moment, a tension building moment.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a creepy ass. Because we did our top 20 horror movie countdown. So today was number 4 because we counted down all the way till Friday. Today was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, music?
No, the song. The movie. So
Oh
I
yeah.
bro, that movie is so fucking creepy, dude. So
You know
do you
what?
know? So he does the movie. So he does 2 like documentaries and he does this movie, gets like 150 grand, and he freaking it's filmed for 35 days in the heat of Texas
Yeah.
in the summer of one of the hottest recorded times in history. Nobody was allowed to change their outfits for the entire time. So they're all gross and stinky and smelly. Gunnar Hansen, his suit for Leatherface was 120 pounds. They used real chainsaw because they fucking have anything else for that.
Yeah.
This is not one of those ones where it touches your skin and stops. But that last scene when they're at the table, 26 hours straight of them filming that. So she was like freaking Marilyn Burns was out of her mind. She was talking about. But do you know where he took it? The first people to see it?
No.
Fucking the Cannes Film Festival.
That is funny. They didn't like it back then, did they?
No, they said it was he was upset because they reacted the way he wanted to towards the horror, but nobody got any of he said it was a dark comedy as well, and nobody got any of it.
I didn't get that either.
And I'm like, I've fucking seen it 100 times. I don't remember going, that was funny.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't remember that guy's like, fucking that Leatherface he is fucking hilarious.
It's the hoot.
So he said he sold it in 3 days there, which he was surprised. But he was constantly badgering. This is what I thought was hilarious. The Motion Picture Association of America, the MPA, the rating people, because he wanted to find out what he could get. Why can't it be a G? There's no blood or cursing, right? Because the blood was very minimal.
Yep.
Why can't it be a G? And they're like, really? Because the original was an X.
Oh, was it an X? Wow.
Yeah. And he was like,
That is funny.
Pretty sure it can't be a G. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this fucking can't be a G.
Imagine, well, at least when they massacred it, so no parents would be buying that for their kids.
Yeah,
a blockbuster back then.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't we get this cute massacre G movie?
Yeah,
all dogs go to heaven and Texas Chainsaw Massacre
and fucking Leatherface.
And Leatherface. This is a good one.
Why can't you? Well, I don't know. The part where you stick her on a hook is probably going to rule out the G. I know there's not a lot of blood, but you did stick her on a hook.
You still
the guy running around wearing other people's faces with a chainsaw. Also, probably not going to get a G. And the guy in the wheelchair spitting at everybody is probably not a good one.
But there's no profanity. They didn't cuss at each other.
That's good. But yeah, I was like yesterday. What was the one because I'd rewatched some of these. I watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Then I had the bright idea. I know it's based on Annalise Michael.
You heard the original stuff.
I went and looked it up, and freaking listening to all that was not good. I'm sitting in this giant room, freaking studio by myself, and I'm like, oh, this was not good.
It is creepy. That original tape is creepy.
Yeah, and she died after 37 days of freaking exorcism.
It's really creepy.
Yeah,
it's
because she was speaking German and Latin, and all this stuff.
It's a real good case for real possession. It really is. I mean, people want to poo-poo that, but
it was her dad and the priest that were both tried for murder.
Well, you know what? There's no, which is good because crazy people could, but there's no mechanism in the law for a death by exorcism.
No.
They don't want to kill that person.
No, and that was what they were saying. Look, at no point in time and just like in the movie, at no point in
Yeah,
time they want to see their daughter die. Nobody's like, "Hey, you know what we should do? Would be a great idea." No, that's not it.
that's
And
exactly, yeah. And it's I love that stuff.
67 exorcism sessions sanctioned by the local bishop, malnutrition and dehydration after months of ritual sessions. They were both charged with neglect homicide, later convicted of manslaughter, and I don't think they serve any time.
No, that's a hard one. But it's good because they need to. Well, think of this. If demon possession is real, I don't know what you do with that person. Take them to a mental ward and sedate them or something.
Yeah, what I mean, that's all you can do.
Because if a spiritual solution could result in death, it is an interesting hypothesis. If demon possession is real, and I think there's a lot of evidence to point that it's there are crazy people in the world, but there are some really weird things that is really hard to explain just by saying that they're insane.
Like the comet coming here. That's a ship.
Like Three Eye Atlas, which is full of reptilians, and that's what I heard.
What days? So they're pretending, if I'm getting this right, they're pretending that it is a giant, huge ship, so they could tell everybody, actually, we're just fooling. It's not really a ship. It's these people are regular people just from a different dimension.
No, they're still well. This is when you get in all the weird history, and there's a lot of really weird history,
Okay.
and you have the stuff like um, the handbags that gave civilization from other worlds that are represented by every culture on Earth. Don't understand why it's a handbag either, but it's literally a little handbag. And this is in everything from hieroglyphics, from Aztecs to Egyptians to Sumerians. And you have these, when you see the winged thing, it usually represents not literally flying, but coming from someplace else. Like coming from, they believed that a lot of things came, they believe in spiritual world. So to act like the ancients thought everything came from another planet and not from another plane of existence, they did. And so could this historical concept that played out in every culture around the world, have a reality? And that's what is too much for people to understand, because people understanding little people and technology from another planet is very easy to comprehend nowadays.
Well, I mean, and that's what because you and I have always talked. We never really thought it was aliens because we thought there's just, I mean, unless there's so many quadrillions of years ahead of us, it would be hard to think they're just aliens. So would they be interdimensional?
That's
It's easier to go their next door to get here than it is they're 55 million light years away, which would normally take something we can't fathom to get here. Yet they're traveling here as if it's just a weekend trip.
as a weekend trip. And again, the resources and amount of effort would take to get here. If I was just an alien, why? Why? If I'm an alien, I just want to travel across the universe to come see humans for some bizarre reason.
Yeah. And how many other universes have you been through where you've just traveled through planets that are ostensibly like us
And
have life, but it has stuff?
if you have that level of technology, we are a backwater. You're saying that that would be the only race with that level of technology, and somehow the human beings are so important that aliens want to come all that distance just to say hello to us? That always seems weird to me. But if it's something that exists in a plane just outside of our ability to perceive,
And it's not a giant jump to come here.
it's a completely
And
different
while
thing.
we can comprehend that, we're not there. But at the same time, what if it's just another version of us?
It's an existence that is a dimension aside, because we live in four, time being one of them. So Einstein said there was at least 12. And then, the quantum physics people like Max Planck said that there was, I don't know how many. Well, if there are other dimensional realities, just that science says, the Large Hadron Collider said it found those ghost things. Something's in the way that we don't know. We call it not literal ghost, but it's an object that when they do some of their tests, there's something in a dimension that we can't see or feel or something, but it's blocking some of their tests. Well, that means there's something outside of just what we can perceive. Why
And
not?
the reason that there's things where you're like, that feels like a ripple in time, or that feels like something that was there for a second, everybody saw it, but now it's gone, nobody knows where it's at, and why did it happen that way?
Why, there's, I mean, honestly, dimensional explanation is much easier to understand even than extraterrestrial, because you go to like the people that use Ouija boards to talk to aliens. It makes no sense. Um, like, okay, your Ouija board somehow got you to some guy in Alpha Centauri. Like, how would that work? But you have it. You have like all these contactee groups that use psychic abilities and blah 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 to talk to aliens. They channel aliens. They do all this kind of weird spiritual stuff. But they always act like the aliens are still just completely terrestrial, extraterrestrial beings that just have a higher level of technology. Well, we don't even understand how that could be a technological thing.
Yeah.
Like in their world, the board and the planchette actually.
I know. So wait, the wooden board that you got made by Parker Brothers can contact aliens in another place? I just want to be positive here. So we're spending all this money on these big giant things, the
Exactly.
SETI and all this stuff. And instead, all they needed were the Parker Brothers and a bunch of chicks who had nothing to do but drink some wines and pretend that they could contact their grandmother. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong number.
And the Nazis did that a lot. The Nazis had all these psychics and stuff that were doing spiritual ways of contacting people from other worlds. It's fascinating. I used to collect these books, by the way, by Nazi scientists that all would say, even von Braun, we have to thank people from other worlds for this
Yeah.
ability. And you're like, nobody's paying attention to what those guys said. They were ahead of us. We got to the moon because of them. And they all believed they were talking and got their science from extraterrestrials using.
Yeah. At no given time did you
Psychics.
ask them uh, that, hey, the shit that's going on with the Jews is probably really bad, right? You guys are fucked.
What's creepy is they said they were talking to these things, and there is a common thing from UFO contactees where the aliens don't like Jews.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if it's because bagels and spaceships have a similar form, but there's that, I know, whatever. But anyway,
You're the worst person ever. Like, you managed to take it to be anti-Semitic when none of us were doing it. You were like, we're doing
the
it.
aliens are. The aliens are like, how dare you make a food group that looks like our space traveling vehicles? But no, but that doesn't make sense. Why would an alien not like a Jew?
Yeah. Or
Like,
anybody.
it makes no sense.
You don't know
Like,
anybody.
you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, you know what? Of all these people, these Jews, there's the ones I don't like. Seriously, alien? Like, there's so many things when you look at it, and I read ridiculous.
Trust me, there's enough people down here for you not to like as a whole.
Exactly.
Right? Just humans itself. You could go, I don't fucking like any of them.
Exactly. Like, humans as a whole.
But that's kind of like.
And like, but these Jews and like aliens, you Democrats, these Jews are really just like,
Isn't it weird that the far right and the far left both don't like the Jews?
Comes back.
It comes back.
They're both the same side of the same coin.
Yeah.
They're both wackadoodles.
I always laugh. I'm like, okay, so wait, you're mad at the Jews, and then you guys don't like the Jews. Have you guys met?
Exactly.
You guys hey, we got some in common.
Which is true. Did you ever see like when they had the Klan members and the super woke go, black people should have their own space segregated from us. You're right. They should. It's like they both have the same ideas. They just come at it from a different way. Like, you're the same person.
They are the same person. Oh my God. That is so funny. What are you working on now?
We're working on
what jobs are you taking tomorrow?
Potentially there's a cool project that we got pitched, which was a true story. So it's about a samurai that is getting sainted. He was a Japanese samurai. Yeah. It's a very cool story. He actually is going to become a saint.
Didn't they just saint that kid too? That young kid?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Right. I'm just trying to think.
But to me, that's a really cool mixture. I'm like, I love history, and I'm like, oh wait, a samurai? like a badass samurai became a saint. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's well, Well, there is a place in Japan where they say Jesus is buried.
Well, it's because apparently the Japanese eradicated Christianity pretty much, and they got exiled to the Philippines. And then what was left of Christianity happened to be in Nagasaki. Oops. So they don't really have a very strong, Christian um part of that culture. Um
So
but they
there
did
is
for a long time.
what's his name? Saint Takayama Ukon. Dom Justo Takamura.
Yep.
He was exiled to Manila. He was a samurai of the daimyo who converted to Christianity. He gave up his lands rather than renounce his faith when Christianity was outlawed. And the Pope, Francis, made him a saint in 2017. They often call the Samurai of Christ.
Which is a very cool title, by the way.
That's pretty cool. That's a
It
movie
is.
that happened.
It's like, yeah. It's like, oh.
But you got to throw some shit in there too, where he does all kinds of ninja stuff. Otherwise,
Oh, he does. Apparently, he was a badass. He went to war and he had armies. He was like, because at some point they rounded up Christians and crucified him but they didn't round him up. It was an interesting little thing. They gave us a little peek at the history of it, and I'm like, that's cool. I like that stuff.
that is so cool.
I'm a big Christian history is overlooked, but it's full of cool stories. Like I was watching a whole one about the Knights of Malta and how there was like 400 knights held off like an army of like 20,000, something crazy. Long enough for,
What the 300 would say. Still not us.
Exactly.
We did it first.
Exactly. But it's a cool story. You're like, dude, you guys were,
Yeah, he fought. He fought hard. I'm looking at that. So
it's a cool story. You're like, okay, that's neat. And then finally he just went, and apparently there's a big statue of him in Manila. He's like,
he's only in Manila for 44 days before he died.
Yeah, it's sad.
They gave him a Christian funeral with full military honors, befitting his status as a daimyo. Daimyo?
Which I don't know what that is, but in there, that was like maybe like Lord Grantham or something. I don't know. Like Downton Abbey with a sword.
Always have to bring it back to Downton Abbey.
I would bring it back. If Lord Grantham had a sword, this would be.
Always have to bring it. Why do you always bring it back to that?
Because really, Downton Abbey is a good launching point for all kinds of analogies.
So, daimyo was basically that's what it was. A great lord, a feudal lord that was like a badass.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
It is cool. It goes to show you why Christians should be more badass. Christendom needs more badassery.
Be more samurai.
Be more samurai.
Be more samurai.
Going around at attacking, and then when AI takes over, they won't be able to attack us with our swords.
No, they won't. I mean, they will when they eventually have those robot dogs that they build that come out and fucking start shooting you. That'll be awful.
Do you see when the guy put the flamethrower on the flying drone?
Yeah, that's exactly what we need. Now you guys are just fun. Now you guys are just funning us.
Exactly. It's like, so it doesn't just chase me. It can just fly right up to me and then flamethrower in my face or something.
Yeah, that is crazy, dude.
But a guy who's doing it to go against wasp nests. I'm like, dude, that sounds fun.
Actually, it'd be easier. Go get what do they call them? A bee eater eagle.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Those things, dude. So they're called the bee eaters, and that's what they do. Their feathers are impenetrable like steel, and they're completely immune to any of the stings, and they will go and destroy a nest, including the horrific like ones that you're like, oh, you can't get stung by that. It's no, they're all of them. They just kill them.
That is cool.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
like bird shit is. I freaking watch bird stuff all day. And like these, have you seen the ones that start fires?
The birds?
The birds will. They'll pick up fire. They'll drop it. Then they'll wait for the animals to run out and they attack.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you know what they're called? Dicks.
Your birds are smart. crows, all these things. They're
Crows and ravens are
smart.
so smart. They remember too.
Yeah.
You're nice. That's why when I see him, I'm like, here's some food, dude. Here's some food. Because one day I'm gonna lose my keys and you're gonna fucking go, hey, that's a guy lost. There's his keys. I'm gonna go give it to him. And he's gonna
Yeah, because you gave me food.
be pals. And then we're
Exactly.
gonna fight crime together.
But if not, they hold grudges.
They do, man.
They do. It's
And
hilarious.
you know what? In their memory, they will pass the grudge on to their next generation who haven't even met you yet to know that you were maybe having a bad day.
Exactly. I don't know. You'll see that guy? He's a
They just
jerk.
think you're a dick because you were a dick to their great grand squawk.
Exactly. So I'm like, maybe like a great ancestor of mine was mean to a crow. That's why I can't make crow friends. Like, oh, look at that asshole.
No, I freaking, yeah. I'm like, every time I see him, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Here's something. Here you guys go. Here's some stacks. Always carrying around crackers. Just, you never know.
You never know. You never know.
One day I might have to call upon you guys to come fight some sort of battle against the robots.
The robots and the aliens.
I wonder what the robots thingies are going to do with the animals.
Well, what if we just become pets like the rest of the animals? They're like, there's no reason for them to kill things. I could just see them ignoring it. Like, unless they get personalities like a human where they think things are cute.
They're going to carry.
We see a kitten and we're like, oh, that kitten's cute.
They're going to carry us around a little purse.
Carry us around a little purse. Just humans will just be like this, and they'll be feeding us like leftovers.
Hey, what's going on, Paul? How you doing?
Which, you know what? That existence wouldn't be horrible. You seen how those little pets are?
Dude, our 2 dogs are freaking spoiled rotten.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't clean up my shit.
Exactly. It's like, oh, that human, he's at it again. We're just watching TV and they feed us, and
yeah, they're living the dream.
Yeah. So if we become the pets for the superior intelligence, because we're nostalgia for them, we're like, oh, look at this. These used to run the planet, and now they're just our we laugh at them.
When are they? So when do we expect the aliens to get here? Is it this week?
End of the week. That's one of the predictions. Aliens get here end of the week. That's why they told everybody to take vacations before the 29th. That was a group of astronomers did, and you're like, that's a weird thing to say, people. Because something's going to happen that's going to change the world, is what they're saying. I'm like, that's okay. Like, if aliens pop down in front of the White, what if aliens pop down not in front of the White House, in front of like New Zealand's White House? Because they don't know. They're like, hey guys, we're here.
We went to
talk to people in charge.
Way nicer than everybody else. And we thought New Zealand seems like a good place. These people seem to be all right. Right? Not a lot going on. It's very quiet, very beautiful. I heard they did that movie here. That guy here.
Exactly. Yeah. Or it's like Papua New Guinea or something. Like, you guys landed it like that's not the center of the universe.
No. What if they go to it's going to be one of those little archipelagos, one of those islands in the middle of nowhere where like, nobody's been there and like nobody can go here, and they're just going to land there. Like, this is nice.
They're coming here to talk to the dolphins.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about humans.
What they're coming here to talk to is the octopus.
Which they say could be aliens.
Cephalopods are aliens. That's why when I said tentacle girls earlier, you're like, okay, but I'm like, I'm telling you guys the truth.
You never know. That would be incredibly cool. If all of a sudden we're like, oh, they're here to meet us. Oh no, they're just talking to some octopus and octopi, whatever you call them. And that's it. Then they leave. They completely ignore humans.
Man, that's gonna be crazy. So by the end of the week, we should find some out. I'm excited. I
think it'd be cool. Like I've said, I'm getting ready. I'm loading up for we got extra water, got extra ammo in case I have to fight aliens. But they don't want to fight me. They'll probably just want to kick it and watch TV.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you think that we're some sort of like competition, but do you have cable? What's the streaming situation like? I'm assuming it's pretty good.
I was wanting to watch Real Housewives.
Yeah,
really?
She seems pretty cool.
Exactly.
Oh, you saw the movie that made her famous? Oh, that's interesting.
They saw the cat memes.
Oh yeah,
and they just wanted to come. They we thought cats ran this thing.
Yeah, everybody.
Like my favorite cat meme right now is cats with guns, and them having to take away with them, and cats running fast food restaurants, and arguing with customers. Just the cats are screaming when the customer complains.
Have you seen the ones where the animal will sit there next to the lady that's going to cut the cake that looks like the animal, and the fucking animal freaks out? It's so freaking hilarious.
So, like I said, AI is made to make us so dumb we don't know the takeover even happened because they're too busy watching cat videos. And
Well, you know what? If this is the way you're going to go, right? It could be worse.
it could be worse. We're just like, and it's like, yeah, they don't even realize we took over.
We didn't even go. We just all sat there and watched videos the whole day.
And then we just didn't realize.
What if they're coming to repo us?
Well, do you want to know one of the theories is that they're coming to reset? That every about 12,000 years, there's a big reset that happens. And that's why all the rich peoples like the Zuckerbergs and stuff have been building underground silos, which they all have. All these rich people. It was like a fad, I guess, of the ultra rich to build bomb shelters. That they're going to come and kind of reset humanity. Which, who knows? Maybe they're right. I've seen the world lately.
We're resetting it already. So
I started to say maybe they've got the right idea. They're like, guys, yeah.
It's crazy.
All
right, I'm going to go to bed.
Go to bed.
I will touch bases with you tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
If we don't talk to you again because the aliens come, we'll see you later. But of course, we'll talk.